Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Wobble and Jaw Sports channel. My name is Sam. If you are new around here, I hope I can get you to consider liking the content and subscribing to the channel. But if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. The NRL season is in preseason mode, and it usually kicks off with the annual NRL All-Stars Clash. Very exciting times if you're a rugby league fan. And this is the first ever Ride in the River vodcast show on my channel. And to help me get through it all is Mr. Warriors NRL Fanatics. Fanatics, bro, thank you for your time tonight, mate. How you been?
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show tonight. I'm actually really looking forward to it, and it's been a while since we last done a collab to you in a while. So yeah, can't wait to get stuck into the Māori All Stars with Indigenous All Stars. It's an annual rugby league game on the fixture, and it's a game I always look forward to. So I can't wait to get stuck into it with you.
It has been a little bit too long, mate. And again, I'm very grateful for your time. And I'm grateful for everybody's time in the live chat right now. We've got SS Storm fan. We've got Faraz Alarm. We'll answer that question very shortly. Jason Reader as well. To everybody in the live chat, thank you very much for giving up your time to this stream, to my channel, and to Warriors NRL Fanatics as well. And also at the end of the stream, I will put links in the description box below to his channel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the like and what have you as well. Now, Fanatics, mate, first question first, or first statement to be made is it's about freaking time that the NRL All-Stars got sent over across the ditch, isn't it?
Yeah, finally, as they say, as a Kiwi, because, we haven't had anything like, an annual All-Stars game or any big sort of fixture in rugby league calendar. So, yeah, it's about time that we've got a game and finally we get to host it. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait for it at Rotorua International Stadium, which is Rotorua is a place where it's pretty much known for Māori culture. So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting and can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. So should be good.
So if you were tapped on the shoulder by NRL and they asked you, hey, Fanatics, we're going to take the game back to New Zealand next year, is there a location that you have in mind?
Look, I thought it would be played in Auckland. I'd love to see it being played in Auckland. I think a bigger sort of venue. I think Rotorua International Stadium is quite a small stadium, so I probably would have played it at somewhere like a Mount Smart or an Eden Park in Auckland. So I think it'd be great to play it somewhere like there. And, I think it'd be good to just rotate it around, have it in New Zealand, have it in Australia, just every once and so on. And, I think that's the way we should go personally from a rugby league fan point of view. I'd like to see it rotate around in venues between New Zealand, Auckland, and Australia. Maybe have it on the Gold Coast or Sydney or Melbourne. Just rotate it around, have it in different places every year.
I'm in complete agreement with you, mate. I think from now on, it should be shifted 1 year New Zealand and 1 year Australia and send it all across both countries as well, mate. Now, let's get into some of the rules just quickly. If you're unfamiliar with the NRL Stars format or if you need a refresher, I'll just throw this overlay up on top here. So we've got the men's and the women's rules, and they're pretty much by and large the same. The top row, the match length, the women's All-Stars game is 60 minutes. The men's All-Stars is 80 minutes, split up into quarters. And then down below is the other real difference. 40-30 and 20-50 rules apply for the women's game, and the men's NRL All-Stars is 40-20 and 20-40. Interchange is all unlimited. Squad sizes are 18 and 20 respectively. And there's no extra time or golden point. Are you cool with those rules? And also, by the way, Fanatics, that the new rules that were announced during the off-season where, for example, a player can score a try using their forearm or their wrist, even if it does come away from the fingertips, that rule applies. All those brand new interpretations are going to be stuck in to the NRL All-Stars Clash this weekend. Are you fine with those rules to be as it is, man?
Yeah, look, I don't mind the rules. I mean, I'm generally a fan that's, not a fan of seeing just so many rule changes. I think the NRL's did a lot better this year in regards to the rule changes already, and there's not too many like we've seen in the past. So yeah, I I don't mind it.
Yeah, man. Alrighty, so let's waste no more time. So starting off, and forgive the time zone discussion. So starting off at 12:30 p.m. Queensland time, 1:30 p.m. New South Wales time, the women's NRL All Stars game is kicking off from Rotorua International Stadium over there, and I am so excited to see the ladies do their thing over there. And NRL Fanatics, Warriors NRL Fanatics, I'll get you to read out the team list that was finally made official today.
All right, so the Māori All-Stars women's team is as follows. So you got Gail Broughton at fullback, Jasmine Strange on the wing, and in the centres is Amy Turner and Shanice Parker. Then on the other wing, you got Zali Fai, and the halves are Zara Tamara and Ashley Quinlan. The prop is Shannon Mato, and the hooker is Brooke Anderson. And the prop is Mia Hill Moana. And second row, it is Tina Restrain Smith and Oliver Koenig, and Destiny Brill is the 13. The bench, it is Cabri Paku, I think that is. 15 is Harata Butler. Lucky Lucka Clark, Alaya Paki, and 18 is Kahu Cassidy. Head coach is Kevin Handley.
Thank you very much, Fanatics. And then shifting over into the Indigenous All-Stars women's side. At full pack is Jamie Chapman. The wingers are Bobby Law and Jada Taylor. Jada Taylor scored that very famous try in the under-19s State of Origin last year. The centres are Maya Middleton and Jasmine Peters. The halves combination is Kira Dibb and Tallulah Tillett. In the front row, Kylie Joseph and Sarika Muka. The captain and the hooker for the Indigenous side is Quincy Dodd. The back row, Caitlin Phillips, Shaylee Bent, and Shania Power. And shifting over to the interchange bench in jersey 14, Talia Fuimaono, Olivia Ingram, Shakaya Tungai, S.A. Banu, and then in jersey number 18 is Bree Chester. And they are coached by Ben Jeffries, with assistants being Jess Skinner and Rebecca Young. As a complete fresh reaction from you, mate, what do you think about your Māori All-Stars team?
Look, I mean, I think personally that's a strong side. I like the looks of the Māori side, especially. They are missing some players. They are missing some key players. And look, I mean, I think regards to the Māori All-Stars team, obviously you got Gail Broughton there. I think she's a key player in the fullback role, and Zara Tamara as well. She's a very important player also. So Zara Tamara, she's from the Sydney Roosters. She's a very important player. She's a very key part to the side, and I think she's one to look out for me in this Māori All-Stars side to lead the team across the field.
No, absolutely. Zahara Tamari is going to, while she may not be the captain, Zahara Tamari is going to have to lead this team around because, as you just pointed out, unfortunately, both in the women's and men's games, there are players that have dropped out at the final moment. For example, in the Māori women's side, we've got Kennedy Charrington that broke her hand last weekend in the New South Wales Harvey Norman Premiership as well. Then shifting into the Indigenous side, the likes of Tamika Upton and Caitlin Johnston, superstars for the Newcastle Knights and New South Wales State of Origin, they dropped out, whether it be for personal reasons or what have you. This women's match, unfortunately, has been affected too. And by the way, Batili Veti Walsh should have been or could have been a part of this Māori side as well. But for me, man, look, I'm going to be going for the Indigenous side in both of these games. Got a Australian representative, but I think the Indigenous side, mate, is going to be way too strong. I want to bring it back up again. That's the back line. And so you've got Jasmine Strange in Jersey too. She is the daughter of the current NRLW Sydney Roosters coach. And Shanice Parker is a premiership winner for the Newcastle Knights as well. But while they are classy in their own right, that back line for the Indigenous All-Stars women's side is strong. And Kira Dibb is a premiership winner for the Knights as well. And Tallulah Tillett is a North Queenslander as well, who has been a part of the Knights system or was a part of the Knights system earlier this season. I think the Indigenous side, the women's side, is going to be way too strong, unfortunately, for the home side. And I'm going to tip them to win 13 plus, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to tip the Māori, I really would, but I think I'm probably going to go with the Indigenous here. I just think they have a bit too much in the side, and obviously hard is cheering for the Māori. I would love to see the Māori woman get the win, so yeah, but I think I'm going to go with my head, so yeah, I'll probably say Indigenous to win this one. I'll go 12 and under. I think Māori can be competitive.
Holy send out the alarm. We've got a traitor. We've got a traitor on our hands. Fanatics, my goodness. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You bet with your head, not your heart. Now we're going to shift into the men's side. And the last time that I checked, the prices were that the men's side, the Indigenous side, was about $1.77 to $2.15 to the Maori side. And let's have a look at some of the ins and outs first. And this following image is on zerotackle.com. So thank you for allowing me to use this. The outs for the Maori squad, in my opinion, far outweigh the Indigenous side. Joseph Manu, JWH, Nas, Arcee, Toa, DWZ, they are out for the Maori side. That is massive. That's about $2 million worth of salary cap that is out this weekend. And for the Indigenous side, unfortunately, you'd argue that he is the face of this game. Josh Addo-Carr is out, including Ezra Mam and Will Smith. Let's go into the team list now, mate, and starting with you with the Maori side.
Yep, so the Māori side is at fullback there, Hayes Perham. So Morgan Harper's on the wing, and Jesse Arthurs is in the centres with Adam Pompey and Jordan Rapana on the other wing. The halves are Zach Docker-Clay and Paul Turner, and the prop is James Fisher-Harris. And the hooker is Corey Harawira-Naera, which I don't know if he's actually playing there, but interesting. So Royce Hunt is the other prop there, and Britain Niokora in the second row with Jordan Ricky and Joseph Tatapanane. So the bench is Zane Musgrove, Leo Thompson, Tuamika Simpkins, and Austin Diaz. And the reserves are Sheldon Pitmar, Credence Toller, and Preston Ricky, and the coach is Ben Garner, who was the assistant coach of the West Tigers, and Adam Blair and Isaac Luke are assistant coaches.
Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, and this is something I only thought of literally a minute ago, bro. But Adam Blair, is he not the coach for the SG Ball side?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. He's definitely the head coach for the SG Bull side.
Well, because I think the Warriors did win their game against South Sydney last week at SG Ball. What did you make of their performance last week, being coached by Adam Blair?
Yeah, look, I actually watched the whole game live. I did a review of the game, so yeah, I watched that. That was Bunny's TV streamed that, so massive shout out to them. They did great work streaming the game, and yeah, look, I watched the whole game, and I thought, look, it was quite a few mistakes early on, but the Warriors did quite well. They really stuck with the Rabbitohs. I think that was my only concern, being the first game in Sydney and with the hot weather conditions and Blair's first game and the team together for the first time. And they their defence, especially in the second half, repelling the South Sydney Rabbitohs line, so many times. It was just like it was like Adam Blair, it was built around like an Adam Blair sort of game plan where defense is because Adam Blair's known for being a great defender in rugby league for many years.
Yep.
So the boys just defended so well. So the defense was pretty much the reason why we won that game, and goal kicking as well, which unfortunately for Souths, they missed quite a few easy shots at goal. So I thought we were pretty good, pretty solid for our first game to get a win in Sydney, and with all those circumstances of being in the first game, and we haven't played any trials leading into that game too. So it was quite good to see them get up and get the win.
No, that's really good stuff. And again, guys, I'm going to be putting the link to Warriors NRL Fanatics channel in the description box below at the conclusion of this live stream. But that's fascinating listening, man. And I'm keen to see if you see any of Adam Blair's touches in this Maori All-Star side. Shifting over to the Indigenous side now, at fullback, Latrell Mitchell. Isn't he coming off a friggin' weekend? The wingers, Selwyn Cobbo and Tyrell Sloan. The centre pairing, Jack Whiten and Brent Naden. Cody Walker and Nico Hines are the halves combination. The front rowers, Josh Kerr and Shaq Mitchell. And the hooker is Kieran Mosley. The back row, Tyrell Fuimaono, Tyrone Peachy, and Jermaine Hopgood. And the interchange bench reads Albert Kelly, Jermaine Tarnoa-Brown, Dane Laurie, Isaiah Tass, and jersey 18, 19, and 20, Ryan James, Braden Trindle, and Bailey Butler. The Indigenous side coach is Ronald Griffiths, who is the NRLW Premiership winning coach, and the assistant coach is the 5'8", is Mr. Cody Walker. I do not remember off the top of my head, Warriors and NRL Fanatics, the last time that we saw a player coach combo. So do you reckon Cody Walker will handle this with a plum?
I think he'll definitely handle it. I think he's a player that's very experienced, been around for a while now, and I think he will handle it quite well, actually.
Just want to quickly say hello, Parenzo Vids. Thank you very much for giving this stream a crack. And Will, thank you very much for sticking around. And I agree, the Indigenous side is very strong. Also, speaking of distractions, and not to stay on it for too long, mate, but Mr. Whiten and Mr. Mitchell did have themselves a very, very hairy weekend. Do you think that they are going to be able to switch back on and get on track for this weekend's contest?
Well, for the Indigenous side, they'll be hoping that that's the case, because I'm sure they will, because they want to play for their culture and that, and we know Latrell Mitchell is a big ambassador for the Indigenous community. He is in rugby league as well. So I think they should pretty sure they should be fully switched on and focused for this game, being that they're playing in Indigenous colours and playing for their culture.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Now, I heard your reaction to Corey Harawira-Naera being the hooker for the Maori All-Stars, mate. Is there anybody else on that list? Or is there any changes that you would have made personally for you, bro?
Look, the Māori are struggling with their depth and hookers. Yeah, I think Brandon Smith was a massive blow, just not having him in the side altogether. And I know there's just not much depth there. There's not much depth in that hooker spot. So probably for me, Cubs is no surprise that they've changed it up a bit, because there's not really much to put into that side altogether. So it's a bit of a concern going into this game, especially the hookers and the halves, especially because they're a little bit inexperienced, like Paul Turner and Zach Docker-Clay. They've not played a game like this magnitude before. So that's just a bit of a worry for me.
And to be honest, right, so today is Team List Tuesday, and the Parramatta Eels announced their squad. And Dejan Arce was originally named to play in this NRL All-Stars contest, but dropped out. And Arce's been named in the Parramatta Eels team list. So I don't know what's going on there, Mr. Fanatics, but That's a real shame,
Wow.
mate, because
I don't
they desperately
Yeah.
needed him big time, mate. Corey Harawira-Naera, though, just to get back to the question and the
Yeah.
discussion, it is rare, but it's not unknown to see
Yeah.
Corey Harawira-Naera play at dummy half. He has been called upon to do it in his time at Penrith, and I think maybe once in Canberra Raiders colours as well. For the Maori All-Stars, though, if you all remember what happened last year's game, do you remember what happened last year's game, Warrior Hour Fanatics, with the performance of Joseph Tarpanay? Because
Yeah.
he absolutely set the benchmark for everybody to reach, and he pretty much made it impossible for anyone to catch him down. He was amazing last year, Joseph Tarpanay, in this game, wasn't he?
Yeah. Joseph Tarpanay was outstanding. I thought it was incredible. Like just the performance he put in on the field, and he was playing for that jersey for sure. He was playing for that Māori jersey, with a lot of pride, and he was just a workhorse. He just what he did on the field was amazing, and that's why the Māori. I think the Māori, yeah, that's right. The Māori did get up and win that game last year, so he was probably the main reason why he was the main reason why the Māori got up in the end.
Yep, he was absolutely huge. But there's another player on this Maori side who also plays for the Raiders, Jordan Rapana. He got sin bin last year, and he had himself a brain explosion deluxe last season. And it was quite a fiery encounter because of some of the things that he did last season, Jordan Rapana. And it was because of him. It was a victory to the Maori All-Stars because Rapana was able to bat the ball away from Josh Adokar in the end. So last year's encounter between these two sides was sensational. It was a fantastic way to start the season. And if it wasn't for it not being a part of the fair income home and away regular season, it is one of the best games of 2022. And I highly recommend that you all go and rewatch it again. It's an absolute belter of a contest. Shifting over more to focus on the Indigenous All-Stars. I do think that the weakness is in the forward pack. I do think the Maori All-Stars do have a stronger forward pack. Is that fair to say, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. Actually, I think pretty much is the forward pack is the Māoris. The Māoris have got the wood over the Indigenous in that area. I think personally, because I think the same as last year. It's pretty much the same as last year. The Māori had the edge in the forwards, and then the outside backs was the weakness. So yeah, I can't disagree with it.
And I'm just looking at the interchange benches here now. I think they're very much even in that regard. I think the inclusion of Dane Laurie, the late inclusion of Dane Laurie, could help them big time. Braden Trindle as well is great looking there as well. But just in the back line for the Indigenous side, though, the combination of Walker and Nico Hines, bro. Some would argue that Cody Walker was the best player for 2021 by far and away. Nico Hines was the Dally M medalist. Mate, that is one serious combination to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, it's a dangerous combination for sure. Just Cody Walker, especially with Nicholas Hines. Nicholas Hines winning the Dally M last year, and I know there's quite a bit of debate whether he deserved to win it or not, or someone like a Dave Cleary or that should have won it. But I think Nicholas Hines did have a great year last year, and then I think he did deserve to win that Dally M award. And he really helped. He just came in. He just came into the Sharks last year. He signed from Melbourne, and there's always a bit of a question whether going from Melbourne's system to the Sharks, whether that would suit him. Would it be the same or? But he passed it with flying colours last year, especially the way he played. So I think Nicholas Hines will be a lot. He would have a lot of confidence from last year, and hopefully he'll bring it into this year, obviously for the for his form wise.
And the final player that I want to touch on the Indigenous side, Tyrell Sloan, bro. He didn't play much first grade last year, and that was because of personal reasons with the coach. And I think there was even an injury to Sloan. So to see him on the wing and going to be a part of that awesome back line. I really hope that does his confidence the world of good, enough for him to hit the ground running in round 2 of this season. I really hope Tyrell Sloan has a cracker performance, bro. So just to show the Maori 1 to 13 again, mate.
Yep.
Is there a player that you're particularly hoping for explodes in this contest this weekend?
Looking at players that I recognise, like Paul Turner. I think Paul Turner is a name that I know pretty well. Being a former Warriors player himself, Paul Turner used to play for the Warriors, so he's at the Gold Coast Titans now, I believe. Gold Coast Titans. So
Yes,
he's
sir.
been there since last year, and he wasn't given many opportunities last year. I didn't get to see much of him in the NRL. So being that the Titans obviously got so much selection there with Brimson and that, and he's probably a player that I'm probably looking out for in the halves, Paul Turner especially, and also looking out for the fullback in Hayes Perham as well, another former Warrior.
Yes.
So, yeah, Hayes Perham, I mean, he's a player that I particularly rate very highly as well.
Yes. Yes, Fanatics. Yo, dude. So we've just had a glitch in the Matrix. If you can still hear me, mate, come back on. Oh man, the Dodo Bird sniped you, mate. But I was just about to get your opinion. I'll see if he's not. I'll just leave him up there for the time being. For me personally, it's going to be a sad homecoming for the Maori side. I think the Indigenous NRL All Stars is going to eclipse. I think they're going to win this rather well. Something to the tune of 22 points to 16. I'm going to go the Indigenous NRL All Stars, and I think Latrell Mitchell is going to come out firing, and the same thing with Jack Whiten as well. So I'll just go straight into the comments as well. Again, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Will says Hines definitely deserved it. Cleary was suspended, so wasn't in contention for Dally M, and that's fair. He also missed Nathan Cleary the first 4-5 games of the season. So if that didn't happen, he probably maybe would have nabbed it as well. But yeah, man. Oh, what a shame. We nearly made it, Fanatics. We nearly made it, Fanatics. But I'm going to go the Indigenous side to win this game. Something to the tune of 24, 22 points to 16. I think this is going to be a great game. And look, there are some massive outs, which is heavily disappointing. But that was the case last year. I remember last season before this game kicked off that people were umming and ahhing about the quality of the game, and we ended up getting one of the games of 2022, no matter what level it was, whether it be home and away or representative level. It was a fantastic game. I'm just trying to kill time because I really want NRL Fanatics to come back on and give us his tip. But if that's not going to be the case, I want to say thank you so much to Mr. Fanatics for giving up his time tonight. I've really enjoyed the conversation. What a bugger that the Dodo Bird is a merciless bastard. Fanatics, thank you so much again. Thank you to you, the viewer, for giving this a crack. Oh, mate, another Dodo Bird moment on this channel. Fair income. What a year this is going to be. Thank you all very much for the continuous support, guys. Fanatics. No, all right, I've got to go. All right, then. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. NRL All-Stars this weekend, 12:30 p.m. Queensland, 1:30 p.m. in New South Wales. Get the popcorn, get the beer, and enjoy your weekend of pre-season rugby league. It is here. It's back. Let's go. Adios.